Welcome to Goddess on the Rise. I am your host, Sarah Brooke Burke, and this podcast is all about being the most real, raw, and authentic version of yourself in all things self-love, body image, confidence, and health. So buckle up, babe, as we take a deep dive into becoming a goddess on the rise. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Hello, and welcome to today's show. Something about this pink microphone in my hand is really getting me jazzed up. I apologize. I'm sorry that I'm not actually sorry at all. Anyways, it is, what day is it? It's Tuesday here, November 30th. I'm recording this. And you're going to be hearing it on Thursday or whatever day you're going to listen to it. Listen, I'm so sorry that I'm so jazzed up. You know, I'm sorry. Honestly, let's just face it. If you are here right now, if you're on my podcast, I just want you to know, you get me, dude. Listen. I know who listens to my podcast, but I also don't know who listens to my podcast. So, I have a vision. If you're in my DMs, if you're yeah, I listen. If you're voting on the polls, yeah, girl, bring it to me, all that shit. Then I'm yeah, I know you're listening. Fuck yeah, bro. But if you're not, and I don't know you're listening, then that just makes me even more jealous. Because I'm I don't even know who's listening. Not because it's some big secret, but because it's just I feel I can really be my real, raw, and authentic self here. Which is obviously the whole point, because hello. Also, are you guys vibing with the new intro? Because I was that is so cute. But for real, you already know, if you're here, you get the real raw version of me. And that means the me that just breaks out in song, the me that can just be sitting here talking with my best girlies, even if I don't know you're my best girly. And if I don't know you're my best girly, what are you doing? Say hi. Dude, what are you doing? For real though, get into my inbox. Say hi. Just be hey, podcast gang. Hashtag, let's make shirts, I you know what? I was about to say I'm just kidding, but I'm not even just kidding, because I really have always wanted to make shirts. Don't really know for what. Maybe I'll put Goddess on the Rise, hashtag podcast besties or some shit. I don't freaking know. Okay, I don't know, but it sounds fun. Am I right? Or am I right? Okay, I already know I'm right, so it's fine. Anyways, I really do. I feel I can just get on here and just be I'm talking with some coffee in my hand with my best girlfriends. We're just here, and I'm hey, girls, come over here, let's have some coffee, let's chat, girly pop. I don't know, I love that word, girly pop. I should probably check first and make sure it doesn't have any negative connotations to it, because that would really piss me off. Yeah, not piss me off, but okay, anyways, let's get into it, girl. Okay, so I'm gonna spill some tea. I'm just kidding. I don't really think it's tea. It's more just, I was watching my business coach, like she's not my business coach anymore. We broke up. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, I go through seasons of like, okay, I feel like I need a coach right now, and then other times I'm like, okay, I can't afford a coach right now. And then other times where I'm just like, I really need to just sit back and listen to like my intuition. Like, what am I doing? How does this feel for me? Like, instead of running everything by a coach, which by all means, I want you to know that you do not have to do that. I just know that sometimes I get in my own head and I start to do that. And I just know that my power is within me, not within external resources. So because of that, where was I going with this? ADHD moment there. Oh yeah. So I was watching her stories and she was talking about something that we have talked about a lot. Me and her. And I was like, I realized I had wanted to make this into a podcast topic and I never did. Or I kind of like briefly touched on it, but I really wanted to talk about like where I'm at, like with health. So if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that I used to be a Beachbody coach, which, do you guys want the tea? Do you want the fucking tea on this? Okay. So, okay, I don't know if you guys like this stuff. Please, I need to know. Do you like this or do you not? Okay, whenever there's drama, this is so bad. Whenever there's like drama, I'm like, ooh, tell me. What's going on with so-and-so's life? Like, and I don't even know them. I'll just be like, oh, I just love to hear, like, I think maybe because it's like, oh man, I'm not alone. Like, oh my God, no way. But here is the drama. Me and my girlfriend, Brandy, she's been on this show so many times. I think we even did a podcast episode where we were talking about, oh wait, shit, I never did publish that. Ha, that's funny. Anyways, we opened a body acceptance studio together. And she stepped away from coaching, Beachbody coaching. She was a coach underneath me. I had signed her up like a long time ago. Really, really long time ago. Like right when I started Beachbody coaching, right? She created like this massive downline, coaches under her, coaches under them. Like she just had a lot of people that she was leading like on their fitness journey with Beachbody. And then she kind of opened her eyes to some of the things that I was talking about, like anti-diet culture, body acceptance, body image issues, and just really was like, wow, yeah, Beachbody has really like done a number on my health. And like, you know, I'm like, what? I keep thinking like, what do I want to get into and what do I not? But we're here, so let's just lay it all out. You know, she just really realized, I'm not talking for her, so I want to make that very clear. This is stuff that we've talked about before. And we've done a live on Facebook months ago about it as well. But basically, you know, we decided like, hey, like we're in this place where we really are not connecting with Beachbody anymore. It's really uncomfortable. Like the verbiage, I've stopped doing Beachbody workouts now for a long time, like probably over a year, maybe even longer. In fact, actually, I think it was almost 2 years. No, I guess it was a year ago. I remember standing in my living room a year ago, trying to force myself to do a workout with Beachbody. I was like, okay, I'm going to mute it and still see if I can do it. But I just found myself getting increasingly angry, and it's so much more than just because it's a workout. It's because of the verbiage and shit. So not going to get into all that right now, but I will say like, it's been a while, right? So yeah, that was really, really tough for me. I haven't been vibing with them for a long time. And I just realized more and more that their message was not aligning with a lot of my thoughts, my values anymore. And just how toxic it truly was. And Brandy was realizing the same. So we wanted to come together, create a membership studio, where we could step away from Beachbody, but we could still make money and still, get our message out there, and then do some sort of coaching, like through body acceptance, through anti-diet culture, and through, a lens of health. So we really stepped into that role. And because we stepped into that role, we got a shit ton of backlash, y'all. So much backlash. And like, I'm telling you, like I was blocking people left and right. I still have a shit ton of people blocked. But it was really, really tough. Really fucking tough. Not even gonna lie. So I can't even remember why I was talking about this. Oh, shit. Where was I going with this? I think it was basically just talking about how oh yeah. I still don't know. Okay. This before December 4th, that is when I'm charged again for my Coach account. I will actually be deleting my Coach account. So this whole entire time I've had it still because I still make money sometimes off of clients that I had referred to Beachbody. And here's the thing. When we posted that, we were going to be doing the body acceptance studio and stepping away from Beachbody, we were called out, well, you guys are still keeping your Coach accounts. You guys are still making money off of that. And I still remember being so freaking pissed off because I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think I should make money off of that. Like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, I'm going to make money off of it because that's only right. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this, Like, I think I should still be allowed to make money off of it. And if you don't agree, Karen, then fucking go away. I don't care. I don't care what your opinion is, right? But now that I'm like, just the more and more I get away from them and block certain people and delete certain accounts, the more and more I'm realizing like the money doesn't even feel good. Like, I don't even want that in my account. And I mean, I'm thinking about it and I'm just like, gosh, and let me tell you what, it's not even much. It's like maybe $30 every few months. And that's going to end up ending anyways because my account will get canceled because I'm not buying product from them, So it's tough. It's a really not fun place to be. And a lot of the women that call themselves Christians and shit like that were still like literally attacking me, calling me awful things like, how dare I lead Brandy down this way? And it just felt so gross. Like, how do you do that in the name of health? Like, ew. Okay. Anyways, I said my piece with that. But basically what I really wanted to come on here and talk about was like where I'm at. Like, where the heck am I at in my health journey? Because I've talked about this so openly and you guys know, like, I'm here to be honest. Like, I'm really such an open book. I share a lot. And I've talked about anti-diet culture and I've talked about fat phobia. I haven't really gone into that super detailed, but I'm definitely wanting to. I want to talk more about that. And I've talked about fat phobia in medicine. And I've talked about, being plus size and being confident and how like that should be a thing, like I've gone all over this. And if you're not following me on Sarah Brookberg CO, you should do that. Because that is my coaching page and that's where I go into more details about this. If you don't know, I've had an Instagram change here recently, building up my coaching page and changing the page that you probably are following me on now, to Sarah, the free range version. And it's more just going to be like a personal blog, a place for me to vent, a place for me to just show up and really just be me, not me as a coach. And both of those can coexist, so you'll still see some coaching on that page, but not a whole lot. And then you can find me on Deeply Rooted Ayurveda as well, and that is my Ayurveda page. So I'll be going into more education over there, which I'm so excited about. Okay, hold on. I need to take a sip of this drink. Hold on. Okay, there is this girl that me and my sister listen to we listen to her podcast. We followed her on Instagram. This is so bad. Okay, but she I think I just did it too. She takes drinks on her podcast and you can hear her drink and I'm just like, oh fuck, why? Why are you doing this to us? Oh, it's so gross. Anyways, I just had a drink of this. It's called Celsius Live Fit Sparkling Orange. And I actually really like it. My husband I can't believe he's got me into this. I think orange is the only one I like. I bought him a whole bunch because I am leaving. They're like, I don't even think they're energy drinks. I wouldn't even call it that because it just is a whole bunch of vitamins. I guess there's some green tea in it, but it's not really anything like, not really like a real energy drink, like a Monster or some shit like that. You know, it's like a healthy energy drink, I would say. Anyways, so I am leaving to Arizona, where I will be visiting my sister, my nephew. So I bought him a whole bunch of food and energy drinks just to be like, you know, hey, love you, baby, leaving again. Peace out. Just kidding. He's okay with it, but I still wanted to spoil him. Anyways, let's talk about health, right? So I am kind of like all over the place, in my health journey. And I feel like, when you start to step away from like diet culture, diet mindset, you really like take this turn into, like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what should I eat? What am I allowed to eat? Like, you know, like, should I have that dessert? Should I not have that dessert? Like, oh man, I've only had carbs today and a little bit of protein. Like, you still have that mindset. It's hard to just step away from completely, right? So it took me, I would say, at least a year, I think even longer, to really like still step away from some of that stuff. And I noticed myself every now and then really just kind of going into that mindset again, like, oh, I should probably juice some because I haven't been having a lot of vegetables here lately, instead of like just eating fucking vegetables, right? Like, and I think that's just part of like being around diet culture for so long. I think it's a normal process. A lot of the therapists and dietitians and things I follow, talk about this a lot, you know? And some of the things I see is always like, well, once you become an intuitive eater, which I really don't like that. I don't like fucking labels. I really don't like labels, like healthy and non-healthy and bad and no bad and good. And like, I don't like that shit. It really just does not vibe well with me anymore. So I'm still trying to like get away from that. But like, I don't know, like, fudge. It's hard. I still catch myself doing it. I think that this is one of those processes that's going to last a long time. But when I follow like those coaches and stuff, they talk about like getting into that, again, I hate labels, intuitive eating space. It's like you're not going to just go out and eat like 5 bags of M&Ms just because you can, you know, just because you're not dieting anymore. So like, just understanding that like when you stop dieting and you just start eating for yourself, like for fuel and for like, and I don't even like saying that. It's a fucking tricky place to be. Let me tell you what, like, I want to be healthy, but I still want to respect my own space and where I'm at. Does any of this make sense? Can you get down with this? Are you like following me, or you're like, am I talking another language? But you know, like, you can still be healthy and have a bag of M&Ms. And I guess that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm like, part of me, oh, there's someone walking outside my window and it's so weird. We're just gonna wait for him to walk by. That's really fucking weird. Okay, cool. Anyways, so like part of me is like, I don't know. I thought this would be a lot easier to explain. Let me tell you that much. I thought I would just start getting on here and talking and it would just flow right out of me. But I think where I'm at is that there's nothing wrong with like, fuck. I'm having such a hard time. I'm having a really hard time describing this. But anyways, basically what I guess I'm trying to say, I'll figure it out, is that I desire to still care about my health but also understand that there can be some freedom and fluidity there, but also understand that like protein, carbs, and fats are important, and I should be incorporating vitamins and minerals as well. Are you guys picking up? Are you picking up what I'm saying? That like I don't watch or like monitor or track right now, and I guess watch is not the right word. I'm at a point where I enjoy food, but then I also recognize when maybe I am feeling not so good and more full. Okay. And what does that look like? What is it? What is the food that I ate that made me feel that way? Like very much so paying attention to like what health looks like, what food looks like for me. And just parts of me are enjoying that journey still. And then other parts of me are like, okay, do I feel like I need to get back on track? And I want you to know, don't fucking cancel me. I'm not saying like there is a track to get fucking back on. What I'm saying is that like, how am I feeling, right? Like, okay, am I going too far with this? And should I try a little bit more of this? Like, okay, case in point, 3 weeks ago, I was drinking so much coffee just because I wanted to feel warm that I was like, shit, I have not had any fucking water. Like, and that does not make me feel good. Like I'm super dehydrated. That does not make me feel good. Right. So like that type of stuff is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not saying like there's a track to get back on. I'm not saying that like you got to reel it back in, nothing like that. But what I am saying is that like, being mindful of my journey, right? Like just, okay, how am I feeling? Right? Same thing with workouts. Like I took 2 weeks off and then I've been working out these last few days and I'm like, wow, I feel fucking good. I feel really, really good. Really, really good. Okay. Now moving on. I got to tell you something. Oh my gosh. So if you're listening, if you're still here and you're listening, first of all, I fucking love you. I do want you to know that. And then second of all, I'm going to tell you something I literally haven't told anybody. I have not talked about it on social media, mostly because I'm nervous. Like I'm really nervous. And I think it's because of a few reasons. I know that I feel like, I talk a lot about like loving your body, how it is, confidence, self-love. Excuse me. My mouth is so dry. Okay. Water break or Celsius break, whatever. Celsius, sponsor me. Like, fuck, I really like this. But I only like this one drink. Ooh, they're on Instagram. Maybe I should reach out. Okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe this is making my mouth really dry. Shit. Okay, I don't know if that's good. Okay, we'll go back. We'll come back to that. Anyways, shit. I hate it when I do this. Where was I? Oh yeah, I'm about to tell you something juicy. A little secret. Okay, so I recently found this. I was on Groupon, okay, and there was this girl on there, actually like the spa, and she was like posting Groupons, and I was like, fuck, that looks like so much fun. I found her in the spa section, and then when I started reading more about it, it's actually body contouring, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what? And it's like non-invasive BBLs and like laser lipo and all these things. And I was like, ugh, okay. Not really like I've always wanted to have that shit done just because like, I don't know. I feel like most people do, but like, not because I don't love my body, because fuck, like I will walk out of my house in a bikini right now. I love me. I am my biggest fan 100% of the time. You guys, listen, I watch my own TikToks and I laugh. Like, oh my God, look at this bitch. She's hilarious. I know that probably sounds so cocky, but I don't even care because it's the truth. You will not find anybody else to be my biggest fan except me. And maybe Ben, my nephew Ben, he used to be my biggest fan. Like, fuck, he was like, he calls me TT. He was like, TT this, TT that. Like, TT's the best. I fucking love TT. Fuck you, mom. Fuck you, dad. Like, TT's it. And I was like, yes, boy, keep that energy forever. And unfortunately, he did not understand the assignment. Because the minute they left, he lost that energy, which is, it's RIP, whatever. But anyways, I am my biggest fan. I love myself. I love my body. I think it is beautiful. Like, I can now look in the mirror, whereas like probably 2 years ago, I couldn't, and I can just be like, gosh, like I love you so much. But I can also recognize that like sometimes there's things that I want to change. Most of the time I can look at my double chin and just be like, I get it. Hey, you're there. I love you. I'll embrace you. I'm not going to hide you anymore. But then there's other times where I'm just like, man, I really love the way I look without that. And maybe you've been there. Okay. And if so, I just want to know that like, you're not alone and I'm honoring you for that. I think that I have been very harsh on myself and maybe even others. I can admit that. Been harsh on other people, like as in like, you should love yourself no matter what. And like, if you can't like that, like you need to work on that, and not recognize that, like, I think that it can all exist. Like you wanting to change, but also loving yourself and also working on that. Like, I know that's where I find myself more often. I love to work out, not only because it makes me feel good and because I know it's good for me, but also because I know it could change my body. And I think that that is okay. And maybe in a couple months, I will change my mind on that. And I think that that's okay as well. I think the more we learn, the more we grow, the more we recognize those things, we're allowed to change our mind, right? We're not stationary. We're not a tree. We can get up and go anytime, right? Just like our minds can change anytime. The more we know, the better we can make choices. So my mom was talking to me about like, what was it? Cool sculpting or something like that. And I was like, no, you should look into body contouring. Like, I wonder if they have that there for you, And then that's when we found out this body contouring like offers a certificate program. And then she's like, oh my God, you should get it done. And then like report back to me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go get this done. And then she's like, okay, maybe you should get the certificate program. Wow. Yeah. I'm saying this out loud. I've only told a couple of people about this because honestly, it kind of like fucks me up in the head. Like, okay, my brand is accepting your body, self-love, confidence, but then how can I, at the same time offer things like body contouring, right? Like, fuck. But also I love the body contouring. It made me feel so good. Not because of the change that I saw, like what little change I saw. No, not because of that, but because it just felt so good to like take care of myself in that level. Because here's the thing. Part of Ayurveda, part of health, is detoxing. And sometimes our body does that for us. We literally have organs that help us detox. But sometimes those organs cannot be functioning properly. And sometimes those detox pathways are clogged with toxins, right? And sometimes we have to get rid of them. And that could be like lymphatic massage. That could be like jumping on a trampoline, like draining your lymphatic system, eating special foods that help that. There's so many different ways, Ayurveda addresses that. Functional medicine addresses that. My functional medicine dietitian helped me address that. And I've never felt so much better in my life. Like you can listen to old episodes where I talked about this. Like my detox pathways were so blocked. Like I didn't even sweat. It was a problem. And now I can sweat and I feel so much better. And I mean, it's so much deeper than that. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but like the body contouring does a lot with the lymphatic system. And that's the part that I can really get down with. I felt so good with. The part of it is like wood therapy, rolling, and it helps with collagen, and like just some of the stuff that was part of this body contouring was actually truly healthy. Sure, did it contour your body? Yeah, and if you have multiple sessions, you could definitely see a change. But more importantly, it helped my lymphatic system, and I felt really good afterwards. Like I felt really not only detoxed, but also like, wow, like I just feel really relaxed. Like you could just tell like it got rid of shit that maybe I was carrying around, even if that was like feelings and emotions and just different levels of things. I don't know if any of this is even fucking making sense, but this is where I'm at. And it honestly feels really good to be open and honest about it, because it's really hard on social media to sit there and talk about these things, because you know you only get so many characters on an Instagram post, and nobody's guaranteed to read your whole Instagram post or listen to your stories. So it's like, it's really hard for me to get this out and talk about it, because it's like, fuck, first of all, if someone only reads part of this and they're going to be thinking one thing, and if I don't word things correctly, it could be another thing. And just here on the podcast where I have like my people, you listening right now, like I know that if you were to judge me, you know, so be it. But also like, fuck, it feels so good to be open and honest with you and let you know like where I'm at in my journey, and hopefully make you feel some type of way, a good way, about where you're at in your journey, because I feel like that's so important, right? Like just knowing that like you're not alone. Like I love my body, but also I welcome change if it comes. And if change doesn't come, that's okay too. As long as I feel good, as long as I feel healthy, I'm happy. I'm happy. So I think that's mostly what I wanted to get out today. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. Like, I just appreciate it. I appreciate you. I love you so much. I mean it. And I hope you have the best day ever. You are thebomb.com.